messed it up. It just ain't the day ain't right. All right, let's go live in 3, 2, and 1. Take it away, Adrian.
Hello and welcome to Station42, your weekly content and community-focused Star Citizen talk show. Today's show is hosted by the one and only Traz Ion. Say hello, Traz.
Hey, guys.
And yours truly, the infamously smooth Vadran Malik.
Today, I actually have to give it to you. You were handling yourself with much aplomb. I, however, not so smooth. Anyway, let's not forget today's in-fiction sponsor.
Geo Income Services. How do you know that you're going to make it to your second retirement? How do you know that somebody's going to take care of you in your platinum years? Here at Geo, we take such questions seriously. We strive to make sure that every credit goes to taking care of what is most important, your health and security. Ask your employer about Geo today.
Our broadcast is supported by the Star Citizen Facebook community, also known as Ready Player One, the Star Citizen subreddit, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and all its crazy YouTubers, as like our fine guest today, as well as the content creators of the community and the amazing people at CIG. So, yeah, baby, yeah.
Today I'd like to introduce our special guest, Geo GetMoney, a fellow Star Citizen killing it all the way from Chicago. He's a backer since 2014 with a substantial fleet currently flying for Praxis, and he is a current YouTuber. Geo, how's it going?
What's going on, fellas? I'm doing great. How about yourselves?
Pretty damn good, man. Good to have
Pretty
you
good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm a big fan, man. I remember, I think one of the first videos I ever saw from you is back during the debacle of the dip shit. And,
Yeah.
and,
Oh, yeah.
We don't go there.
Well, Geo did, man. He crushed hard on that shit, and I was like, oh, man. I like him. You got humor.
You gotta wreck him, man. You know, because a lot of people were just, real calm and, letting stuff go. I couldn't do it, man. Someone in the community had to step up and own these trolls. So I was like, let me step in and handle them.
Well, you did it, man. You got a good voice for it, and you definitely had the delivery. I was rolling in my seat, laughing my ass off.
I took a special interest into the personal interviews that you did with him. I loved it.
Real good one, huh?
Oh yeah.
He may have to have another one after Gamescom.
Oh damn.
Oh yeah, I bet. Well, and the way that seems to work is every time something good happens, you always see like these micro trolls roll in with, "Are you satisfied with your Star Citizen experience? I mean, are you really like you just get these passive aggressive kind of questioning, like they're phrased so that because originally when it first came around, you had trolls that came in and they just, this sucks, and you're like, and then eventually people got wise to that and they're like, shut up, like you're just here to start shit because they just
Do you
they just
completely
dropped
agree
the,
with your Station42 experience? There you go. There you go.
right. But anyway, man, it's a world out there, that's for damn sure. So, hey, tell us about Praxis. Did you, what's your org like? What's the story there? Did you join them early on, or did you come in after they were, well established?
Well, actually, our org broke off from another org, which I will not say because
I've been there, done that.
Yeah, don't really didn't like the way stuff was run there. So all the guys I was cool with left, and I left with them, and we formed Praxis, and we're a pretty epic org, and I'm having a good time. So
All right,
yeah,
man. Yeah, no, that's always good. There's I went through a little bit of that. Like when I first got into Star Citizen, I'd come from a long history of really hardcore team PvP, super raiders at the cutting edge of content, and I just I was like, nope. At the time I was in the military, and I was like, I'm really down for this, but I don't want to get sucked into that, so I'm just gonna have some ships for myself. I'm gonna fly as an independent. I'll join some organization and just kind of chill. Let other people be the suckers and have to deal with all the leadership responsibilities. I'm just gonna play, and
exactly.
I don't know, man. Those early orgs, they were just batshit crazy. At one point, one of my org leader broke down in a Twitch stream when they were doing the 4 Idris sales, and broke down in tears because he didn't get the second Idris.
Jesus. No way.
Oh yeah. No, he got it on the next wave, on the last wave. But I mean, I was like, it was at that moment in time that I was like, huh, this org may not have the stable leadership that is necessary, because I know what is required to run an org, and I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I can feel you, and there was some drama after that, and one org split up, and then that org split up, and it just went to batshit insane, and yeah, and then of course, like the sucker that I am now, I have my own org that I'm putting together, so yeah. Anyways, so like,
yeah, that's the main thing. This was like my first org because, like I told you earlier, I came from console, so it was real essential that I had found a good org to roll with my first org. So I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I gotta be on something good.
Yeah,
so that was key.
That first experience is so. I mean, it's crazy, but it's kind of like being a kid all over again. It shapes you, It really does. So that's good to hear, man. Like, it's good. It's always good to hear somebody who's like super stoked about the org they're in. So
yeah.
Oh man.
So what kind of console games did you play, Gio?
Yeah.
I was a lot of FPS games. I was definitely into that at the time. So I was on the wrong, thing to begin with, because FPS is way better on computer than console. Everyone knows that.
Oh boy. Ooh.
Yeah, and then I just
throwing out some fighting words for some people.
Yeah,
hey man, it's facts. It's facts.
No, I agree.
PC players will always smack console players with a remote controller. Just that's how it is, man.
It's just the input.
The precision.
Yeah. So
the move the mouse, the precision, everything is guided. You're basically able to point and click somebody's chest, torso, whatever, and pow, done.
Yep, and that's why a lot of the crossplay games, they don't even do competitive. What Microsoft is trying to do with, I think with Gears, they said they're disabling, competitive play because people are going to get pissed and wrecked. They're going to wonder why, because PC players are going to own them on Gears.
Oh yeah. You're talking about Gears of War?
Yeah, the new Gears is going to have, I guess, PC guys could play cooperatively with them, but you're not going to be able to play competitive because
even that's going to be rough, because then you're like your buddy over there is, killing 3 to 1 for everything you do. That just sounds really fucking fast.
Real fast.
That's funny because, there are very few console games I've played since I was a kid, and but one of them was like my buddy had an Xbox, so we played through Halo 2, Halo 3. We played Halo 3. We played through on Insane, and then that was we were done with that. Then we played through Gears, one of them. I don't remember which one, like 2 maybe, and played through that together. And I like that. I like playing co-op. I like PvP as well, but I like PvP if it's team PvP generally, and. I get bored of deathmatch too quick. Like, I mean, I don't know if I still have the reflexes. I did, but
yeah, that's the trick.
but but at the end of the day, I get bored of it. I can only there's a point where I'm like, okay, I'm ready for more.
Unreal Tournament 2003. That was my favorite thing. Just point, click, bam, 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 shoot 'em up, flat cannon, that kind of thing. So yeah, I love FPS. Oh yeah, that's what I love about it. Is it's incredibly quick.
I will say this, like, I started off on the Unreal Tournament like him, and I was pretty good at that, and then I went over to Counter-Strike and just got my ass handed to me. Yep. Even though I like the idea of the more tactical shooter, but...
Yeah.
Are you have a favorite style yourself? Are you a tactical shooter, or are you a Twitch shooter?
Now that I'm old, I like the more tactical stuff, like Arma. Like, I love playing that. And I like the pace that they're going with StarCitizen. So that type of pace is real good for me. The Twitch stuff, man, it takes too much out of you. Too ragey, and people's connections factor into that Twitch crap. So I like to stay away from that.
Yeah, I really do. Like, I never picked up Arma, but that was largely on account of expecting Star Marine by now. Every time it went on sale, I'm like, no, I'm going to hold off. Star Marine's going to be out. And then it just kept getting postponed. But I don't really...
That's coming out actually in 2.7? Or is it 2.6? 2.6?
Happy dance.
Yeah. You would have... I mean, it's a pretty fun game, especially if you get a real fun group with the mods and stuff. I mean, I got my money's worth definitely out of that game.
Oh, yeah. Have you... Have you been playing in any of the PTU stuff?
PTU stuff, I have been playing 2.4. I've been having fun with that.
Yeah.
But what really chases me away is the bugs, man. Like the glitching out. Well, the glitching is cool. It's just when the connection and stuff freeze and stuff. That's what really drives me bonkers. So
Yeah,
I've been kind of
the
waiting until
desync.
the next patch. Yeah, desyncing. I could deal with the other little bugs getting kicked out my ship and laugh about that, but
Right.
it's the connection stuff I don't have the patience for.
Yeah, and that's
You know, you
that's
sit there and you're walking 1 minute, and then you're falling through the space station in the next minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of patience for that stuff, but the connections and stuff, nah.
Yeah, well, it's hard because that's the part where it's competitive. If you're flying against somebody and you're trying to, keep alive or attack somebody, and then the server's bouncing around, it's super frustrating. My sweetheart, I think that's part of why she didn't play either. Like right now, she's a good pilot, but like back when they had the glaive competition, to get the 1,000 glaives, she got hers.
Oh,
Yeah, she got hers before I got mine, man.
oh wow.
And, so,
Quit saying it like that.
hey, you always gotta let her get hers first. Come on, man.
Exactly.
It is
wise
that
man.
kind of show. This is that kind of show, but damn.
Right.
And you know what? When that glaive competition was around, that was probably like the funnest time I had on Star
know.
Citizen.
And it was, they did it right after that patch, so it was super shitty.
Yeah, it drove me crazy. I'm not gonna lie, because I raged all night, but I stayed up.
You worked on that one. I remember hearing about that. You actually won that glaive.
I teamed up with Trend Man, and we had a ball. It was like I was the last ship at the last round. It was like so epic, man. I had a ball getting that one.
Yeah. Well, I think that was the first time we've actually felt like there was something that we earned in game.
Yep.
So even though the ship itself was expensive, you felt like you earned it, And that's amazing because, I mean, even though people are like, oh, you guys are buying ships early, that's just bullshit. It's like, hey, I don't know what to tell you. I originally bought ships. Hell, I bought flair. I bought skins because I felt like I wanted the game to succeed. Because I backed early enough that it was questionable. And, anyway, but the thing is like, I'm an old school gamer. I want to feel the progression. I mean, it just, people got to realize that even if you own a lot of ships, you can park those ships, still make a character that doesn't start with anything, and you can progress as you so choose, So don't tell me what to buy.
Yeah, it actually felt it felt real good to actually earn that ship, other than straight up buy it. You had to earn it then buy it still, but just to go out there and get it. I mean, that was real fun for me. I think that's why I say that's the best time I had in Star Citizen.
Yeah.
So what do you think about is it the Blade?
The Blade, was that the new one? I think that was the latest Vandal ship they released.
Yeah, that's the light fighter, the Vandal ship that everybody was crying about the price.
Yeah, now people liked it. And it gave them a chance for everyone to get a Vandal ship at the time, so I think it was pretty cool because now everyone had a chance to get the glaive because of the glitch fest and the desyncing, because that was real bad, man. I stayed up like 10 hours trying to get that.
Yeah, I think the hardest part about earning the glaive was if you were trying to do it with your friends and do it in a group. It was so hard to but I found that the best way to get it was just to log in solo and just, in a couple of rounds you'd get with as long as one other person was good, you were fine. Because it only took like 2 good people to get through the whole 18 waves. But
I actually did it first. It was with my org, and they were getting it through real quick. But then I kept freezing on the 19th. What was it? Was it the 19th round? It was
18.
20 rounds, right?
18.
18 rounds.
17th, I would freeze out, and then we kept freezing out until I found another group. That's when I found Trend. I played with a random group. We got through. So I don't know what was going on.
Yeah. And that was my story too. Like I spent that whole night until 2 a.m. fucking flying, and I had formation the next morning, and I'm up super late doing this because I'm like, I gotta get it, and then and I just couldn't get through it. I'm trying to fly with people I know that I'm like, these are my buddies. We got to get everybody get their ships earned, and then so the next morning, the girl sends me a taunting message saying, ha ha ha, guess what I got, and I'm like, oh my god.
I remember I was at work, man, when they first did the contest, and I was at work, and I threw the biggest. I said, "What the fuck?" So I thought they were gonna go quick, man. I threw a tantrum. I was like, "No, I had to rush home so quick, man."
See, now, if it wasn't for all those bugs, you wouldn't have that shit.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have. So actually, Catch-22. That they actually probably saved me.
Yeah, that's true. Because the next day,
a lot of people said, "Fuck that ship. I'm not doing this no more."
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't until the next day, and luckily, there were still hundreds And I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get on and do my own thing. And I got in a couple of randoms, and 3 randoms later, boom, I nailed it. I was like, oh.
Yep. I think they said some people still have some extras from what I heard, and they haven't sold them yet.
Well,
yeah, I think they still have some extra. I don't know. And I don't think they are going to sell them, because I think they had like a little poll on the forums. You know how that stuff goes.
So, yeah, man, like, you have a pretty huge collection there. What's your, I mean, if you don't mind, what's the biggest ship you've got?
The biggest ship I have.
Did you do one of those big, ultra packages with an Idris?
I wish. I wish. It's coming to that. I probably will have that soon. But I think the biggest ship I have now, it has to be between the Reclaimer or, let me see, what's another big ship? The Carrack's pretty big.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you get that jump?
And no, I didn't get a jump, unfortunately. I'm very sad. That was when I was at work and I couldn't log onto my phone quick enough and got wrecked. So
yeah.
And you know how that goes.
Yeah. The jump, man. Yeah.
or let me see, or maybe the Endeavor. I don't know, maybe the Endeavor.
Yeah, the Endeavor's huge, but I am so excited about that ship.
So am I. I can't wait to shoot at it.
I'm with you on with that. That is a very unique ship, and I'm very looking forward to that.
And, it's funny because I was reading an article about Star Wars Galaxies today that I'd read it before, but it talked about the life cycle and the game mechanics of that system, and they talked about a lot of interdependence between the different kinds of game mechanics and how they had to build that from the ground up to make it so that you could have characters that were the way that their value was defined wasn't just how strong are they in combat. They had to have all these other different subsystems. So I'm really hoping that CIG follows that kind of lead so that you can play a science officer, and it's not just how great of a basically to dominate the game. It's not just are you a good ace fighter pilot. There should be a lot of other ways to find a victory condition.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, Vadran, what were you saying? I know I kind of steamrolled.
I was thinking, well, okay, so on these big ships, I'm really looking forward, and I know I say I like to want to shoot at a lot of ships, but my whole thing about it is the larger the ship, the more of the destruction effects I expect expect the Endeavor to just kind of like break apart like a giant puzzle. You would shoot at a certain piece, and then that piece might fall off and break away. And so I look at it also as an art form. How are they going to convey destroying those ships?
Just blow it up like the Death Star, just one big flash,
Oh yeah, just boom. M180 in the middle of the model. Got it.
They were talking about they have the tech. They developed the physics grid tech, so they could have a big ship break apart, and you could actually have one person on one side and another on the other, and it's completely separate and still functional and not fully exploded.
Right.
That's batshit crazy. Like my god!
And that's what I would hope for. I mean, that's the kind of thing I'd want to be able to actually fly in and split a ship like that in half, because it is kind of thin looking at the center. Mm-hmm. So, like, if maybe you Traz needs coffee. Do you have any coffee? Okay, and he needs coffee.
Hey, I don't drink coffee. I drink tea.
I drink coffee in StarCitizen. So many coffee stands.
we need the beer fair.
Definitely beer fair.
I get gray-headed on here so he can have his beer fair fly over.
Yeah.
Everybody duck.
We can all duck.
Good times.
That thing would be so sweet. They make that for real. They should have made that a real.
A skin.
A skin out of it. Sweet.
Well,
it would not surprise me if this game might possibly get that big. If it gets that big, Budweiser would come in and make a beer fair, or somebody would.
It better be Guinness, not.
I hope so,
I'll
but
blow
hey,
up every star fair I see that's not a Guinness.
What if they were in competition with each other in the game, though? That'd be awesome. You could destroy their shipment, then Budweiser would take over, or vice versa.
They pay to have NPC factions in the game, and that's how we subsidize the game. Right there, boom.
That'd be crazy.
There you go.
No more pay to play. Just freaking
duke it out in universe.
The beer of the future.
The big corporations basically have to vie and try to hire people in game in order to fund their in-game advertising. Yes.
There you go.
Win for everybody.
Everybody involved. That would be interesting.
That would get a lot of headlines, believe it or not, I think.
Oh yeah, that'd be the marketing.
I would do that if Yeah, I would do that because that'd be a first. Because everyone's doing typical same old commercial stuff.
Yep.
Do something different.
I know, right?
I'd have an 890 jump known as the Twin Peaks.
Getting rammed by the Hooters ship.
There you go.
Fuda porn. Fuda space porn.
Oh man, it's like, oh my goodness, they just busted a tank out of buffalo sauce.
All right, hang on. Rule 34. Got to go look it up.
Oh man, here we go. Anyway, so while we're talking about it, what did you think about the female model? You seen that recently, right?
The female, it was a leak or something.
It wasn't a leak. They did a
they-
quick preview though
right,
of the female model.
Yeah, they did.
They're working on that.
Was that in the most recent ATV or
I think it was in the 4-part ATV that came out over the last month. So
you know what
it was like the second one, I think.
That is so not. I don't even care about the female character. I probably didn't even notice it. I know I watched all of them. I don't even remember that segment.
Oh, right on, man. No, I understand how that goes. And that's the funny thing though is like my sweetheart. I think that's part of why she's taken a step back is frustration over the lack of representation. So, man,
to be fair,
yeah.
We had that bald character for how long, and it took a long time to get the male model.
Yeah,
we
together.
had Krillin
look
for
where
so
we're at
long.
now. So the female model probably took just as long. So we got to look at it from that standpoint.
Well, no, I understand that, but you got to consider it's one of those things that like if they could go back and do it again, I'm sure they could have done it better, and they would have chose to have done it different, even if it took a little more work to have them both come out simultaneously. But they didn't, and it is what it is. Que sera, sera. Well, at least it's almost rectified. But you got to consider if we've raised $117 million with 97% males.
Where be my space tatas?
What happens when you when you make the game attractive to the the other sex? It's very possible because then I know a lot of people are like, oh, this is a space shooter. Like, what girl's gonna like that? It's like, well, that's not exactly fair. This is a lot more than that. I mean, Firefly appeals to everybody. Star Wars appeals to everyone. Star Trek. I mean, all of these games have appeal to both sexes. It's ridiculous to assume that guys have the.
This is going to be like The Sims with guns.
Yeah,
I hope so.
But to be fair, a lot of guys like playing as female characters. I remember everyone I talked to that plays Mass Effect, they always had female shepherds. I always played the male shepherds, and everyone looks at me like, "What?" I'm like, yeah, yeah. I don't play as female characters, man. I just. If there's a way I could be a man, I'm gonna play as a man. But like Tomb Raider or something, that's cool. I don't mind doing that if it's in the game. But if anytime I have an option, I'm playing as a male.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny too. That's a cultural thing that I think came like back in the early days when the first MMOs came out, like Ultima Online and EverQuest. When those games first came out, I remember at the very beginning it was a taboo. Like, guys didn't play as girl characters, and if they did, it was always this huge fucking fuss.
Yeah,
and,
cluster.
Which was funny because at the end, like, I started off and I played my typical guy character and I played this other character, and then eventually I just got bored of those characters. I was like, well, I've got, a fighter, I've got a mage, I've got a wizard, and these guys are all male characters and it makes sense, but my enchanter, my rogue, dude, that makes sense for them to be females just because they're cooler. Like, it's part of the character concept, And, then I had a big old troll shaman that was the ugliest female I could possibly make. She was hilarious.
Oh, dear Lord.
Oh, God. Oh, man, I tried to give her a true troll name because she was a troll. And
Bucktoothula.
No, a fantasy name. Come on, man. Anyway, but the server back then, they had naming conventions where they would a GM had to approve your character name as you made your character. And so, I'd put a name in. It would sit there for a minute, and it would come back denied. And I'm like, what the hell? That was a good name. And it just kept bouncing my name. So finally I started getting humorous about it and, writing in stupid names. And they blocked those. And then finally I did Baliker, Balikar,
God
and
bless.
it's sitting there for like 5 minutes saying pending. And then finally it was approved. And I was like, what? I'm like,
damn.
You wouldn't take my good character names? You're gonna take my troll, my actual
You're stuck
troll
with it
troll?
now.
Oh yeah, no,
You're stuck with it now.
It was so great. I kept it. I was like, oh, that's it. I'm keeping that name. So that was
Yeah,
great.
you gotta keep the
Awesome.
troll name.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, Black Desert was funny. When I was playing Black Desert, you had to pick, like, if you want to be
Right,
a archer, you had to be a woman archer. I said, now how are you gonna make me? All the other characters you could,
No, well, not all of them. Like,
well, no,
Wizard,
you're right, not all of them. Like
That
some
game-
had to be a male, some had to be a woman. I was like, I don't understand that.
that game pissed me off. Because the thing was, is I remember seeing the previews of their character creator and thinking, oh my god, this is going to be amazing. Look at how detailed it is. Then I downloaded the preview of the character creator, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Oh man, it's like the prettier the characters get, the less actual customization you can do. Like,
Yeah, they jagged on that, man.
EverQuest 1, you had like 15 classes, 13 races, 17 starting cities,
Oh, man.
20 different
Alright.
deities that you could choose from and mix and match so that you weren't locked into like one kind of thing. And then you go play like Guild Wars 2, and like while it looks like you got a lot of variety, really you have 5 races and that's it. And then, a
Speaking
selection
of
6
which,
classes.
what do you think about playing Vandal as a playable race?
Don't hate on our conversation, son.
I'm not hating on the conversation. I'm just trying to
What are you
keep
doing?
it Star Citizen centric.
Well, we're getting there.
Get wrecked.
So, get wrecked. Well, but the thing is this is Star Citizen centric because what we're talking about is character
Is the
creation.
15 races and the 13
No,
classes?
well, we're talking about customization.
I'll play with you. I'll
because,
play with you.
Because
Because
Black Desert was what everybody was trying to hold the CIG devs up to be able to equal. They were like, look at this, it's amazing. Then we got to look at it, and it really wasn't. I mean, it was kind of cool. I mean, if you were playing a character that kind of looked like that, you could go a lot of places within it. But at the end of the day, all the wizards, or all the archers were females, and they all looked a certain way. And
Same thing with assassin. Matter of fact, I just made an assassin character. He had to be an Asian. I said, what?
Huh?
He had to be an Asian type character. And you only had certain looks you could pick. I said, man, they really dropped the ball on the character.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, it's like it's not really custom because what's funny is you have these character builders where they look they look amazing really up close, but when you back away from the characters, everybody ends up looking exactly the same.
Yep.
They don't really look different, and so here's the comparison to CIG where they're talking about like they have 100 heads, right? And these heads are going to be now on the one hand. I could see where I'm like, oh, well, I really want more customization than that. But here's one of the interesting things. So, again, back to EverQuest.
I was going to say
in
before you got
EverQuest-
there, I wanted to choose the Zoidberg head.
Whoop, 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 whoop. You do it wrong. It's whoop, 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 whoop.
No, dude. Clap, clap. Snap, snap.
No, but, so EverQuest 1, their first character faces that you could choose, you could only choose like 8 different faces for each race. But the thing is each of those faces, even though they were just a simple texture, looked really different. So you would actually recognize somebody because they were playing, their character looked a certain way, and you would remember their face, their in-game actual character face. When later on, when they upgraded the graphics, when Sony bought them and upgraded their graphics or whatever, you got to choose these new models. Well, the new models only had like 3 different hairstyles, and you could change the shade of the color, and there were only like a couple of faces, or like, so basically everybody ended up looking exactly the same. And it was funny, like it was supposed to give you more customization, but it didn't. So I kind of think that even it's a blessing that Star Citizen is starting out with like actual scanned heads, because I think that even though you're only going to be able to choose from those, you're not going to be able to exactly make the character you want. Your character's still going to look unique. Or more unique than a lot of other games do. So I'm excited about that.
I hope I can scan my face at Citizen Guy. That'd be cool if they have a way. The only thing is, I would have to sacrifice my beard, but I would definitely sacrifice it.
No, don't you say that. I'm growing a crazy beard right now.
Well, they said if you want to get your face scanned, they said you have to get your beard shaved. So you
One
have
question: do they
pick one or
provide
the other.
trimmers or razors?
You're all in.
That
Huh?
I want to be the guy selling
Pluckers.
the Norelco razors right beside the.
I have a
Wax.
funeral for it, but it'd be worth it.
Hot wax.
Ooh, ooh. No.
I actually did the 3D, the full 3D
About to
scan.
say you did the hot wax.
No, I was at a convention, and they had one of the companies that do the full 360-degree body scanning, and and they keep it on file, and you can actually purchase it from them. It's expensive, like $500-600.
Jesus.
You know, and I actually contacted CIG and was like, hey, so I've contacted this company and they did it. Like, what do I need to do to send it to you? Can I do that? And they were like, no. And I'm like, come on! I will pay. I will pay money. Let me give it to you. Make me an NPC.
They said not for you.
Pretty sure they'll make you an NPC anyway.
Well, yeah, you got the subscriber thing where you get to put together a short story for a potential NPC pirate, and I guess they'll try to get it in depending on yeah.
I think that they took that away though.
Yeah, I don't think it's there anymore. Yeah, but I mean, if you
that'd be a lot of subscribers if it did.
Yeah. Well, I have 2 years at that level, so I'm hoping I'm entitled to 2.
Yeah.
But
that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah. So what kind of characters do you see yourself playing, Gio? What are you looking forward to most in StarCitizen?
Well, see, what's funny is I have one account where I want to be a filthy, crazy pirate and act up and do troll stuff. Yeah. Then I got my account where I just want to be, chill and play with my org and have fun and help people out on that one. Right. The yin and yang.
Yeah. Well,
because sometimes I just can't help it. I like to do some trolly stuff and tear people's ships up and take it. So
I wonder what would happen if I just drove my Aurora into the glass pane of this capital cabin.
Yep, there you go. Yes. And that's where that comes into effect.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, CR has said several times that we're going to actually see. We should be able to have multiple characters on the same account. That as long as you don't trade gear or trade money between them, their reputation should be separate. So I'm really hoping that they do build in the privacy tools so that when you're logged into your account, you can determine whether or not your account shows up on friends lists. You can determine whether or not, if you're on a character, that character shows up or doesn't show up. I mean, older games had some systems that allowed you to do that, so I don't see why StarCitizen wouldn't also be able to accomplish that as well.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, because that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it would be mandatory. I mean, unless everybody's going to have multiple accounts.
So sometimes you just want to actually just play the game. You don't want to have an org affiliation. You don't want to have you just want to go in and just
exactly
load up and play, not talk to anybody because you just want to chill out. That's what it is. It's relaxing.
Because like I said, if the stuff I do, my org will, look at me like, dude, what are you doing? You're making us look bad with that account.
Yeah, I mean, every now and then you just want to go out and chill in the middle of Hades and wait for that one archaeologist to show up and just shoot him and take his stuff. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I don't know. Archaeologists don't really carry a whole lot of money.
I know. But they do carry a ship. They had to get there.
I used to kill, I was a straight renegade on Mass Effect. I would laugh at the consequence all the time. This one chick, you didn't have to kill her. I was just being a dickhead, and she's like, okay. She just turned around, let me shoot her in the head. I was laughing.
It's here, let me give you that wonderful piece of metal you always wanted. A ring? No.
Boom, boom.
Like Grand Theft Auto style.
I had 2 accounts with that. I had the Renegade, and I played good just to see, what happened. So I'm just that type of guy.
Nice. Well, I mean, I think it's always. I mean, I think most players are going to want to explore both sides of the fence. So.
Oh yeah, big time. Because like I said, my main account, I'm going to be, I'll be doing trading, salvaging. I think a lot of my org, they want to do salvaging from what I think. We have a lot of reclaimers, so that seems like what they're trying to aim for. But I'm a big trade type guy, so
yeah.
Because trading in in Arc Age, I mean, I didn't like the game that much, but the trading system in that game kept pulling me back.
Yeah.
Even with if I had to endeavor to create my own items, craft them, and then put them in my trade ship, I mean, that's what I was doing in Arc Age. I would make my materials, pack them up, bring them off the trade. So I mean, it was just so fun to do that. That's how I look at my endeavor and my whole sea or merchantman.
So if you had to pick a ship right now that you just could not live without, well, I'm not trying to say your favorite ship, but a ship that you just require yourself to have, what would it be?
Any ship.
I mean, just if you had to liquidate every other asset that you had, what would be the one? Now, I understand. My favorite ship isn't necessarily the ship that I would keep. I mean, I love my Vanguard, but I might decide to keep my Kata, or I might decide to keep the other one because of every single thing about it.
Yeah. See. Okay. I would probably say. See. I think my Retaliator is probably my favorite ship. It just looks beast. It reminds me of the B-1B bomber, and that's what made. That was one of the ships I was like, I got to have.
It's a slick looking ship. I mean, I know it's underwhelming right now, stat wise or functionality wise, because
where do they put the mantises as the turrets on there?
Maybe right to have like freaking.
Well, you honestly need to feel threatened when you fly up to it. You honestly need to feel, okay, I need to be on my toes.
Yeah.
And so they really do.
And then you got to have a crew for it too. You don't have any guns control, so you got to have a crew on that ship. So they should have a lot of power.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. And that's the thing about it. It's supposed to be an old ship. So imagine if they tried to remake the Retaliator, it'd have automated turrets or something like that. I mean, just fun speculation there.
Did you pick up any of the modules for your Retaliator?
Oh, I got all of them, my man.
Nice.
That's my favorite ship, but that's probably not the one in my collection I would keep. Unfortunately, but the one I would keep out of all of them, and I always say this to people, the best value ship I think in my collection is probably the Carrack.
Oh, okay, that's a good.
Because the Carrack has the rover, it has the ship. You got like a little medical center. Exploration and a nice crew deck, like has everything I ever wanted in that ship. So
it does.
I would have to take that one. I think
for me it was a very similar thought process, but for me it was always the Constellation, just because it was the first ship.
Which one you got?
All of them. No,
I got the hot tub.
I take that back. I actually melted the Taurus because I have other hauling ships. So. But I have the Aquila and the Andromeda.
You could have gave it to me. I would have appreciated it. It would have been a great early Christmas present.
I upgraded it.
Oh, okay.
Anyhow, I'd always figured I would take like the Phoenix and then strip all of the exploration gear off of the Aquila and load it up on the Phoenix and basically have a exploration platform.
Aquila is beautiful. If I didn't have the Carrack, I was gonna get I love the cockpit. Yeah. See that, and that's what with the variants. That's what I wanted more for my variants. I wanted a very different look. Well, it looked the same, but had a different look where you could really separate it from the other ships. And that's what I liked about that variant.
Well, the good news is where originally they had said that you weren't going to be able to change out the cockpit itself on the different hulls. They've gone back on that. They've said that they're planning to have that be something you can do.
Like a kit.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
see, that's the thing that I've always wanted. That's the thing that I've always wanted to have is to have the base model actually be able to move up to, like for example, take the base Aurora, be able to make it into an LN. You know, that's the thing that I've always questioned. Are they actually hard-locked variants that you cannot do anything with in some cases? Or are they actually variants that you can buy the base model and then make it to towards that direction?
Yeah,
now,
because
ship like the Vanguard you can, and ship like the the Retaliator.
Actually, the Vanguards use the Battlefield Upgrade Kit, which when I asked Ben about it, he had said that basically those are kind of like when you go back to the 300 series, where like a 300i you just change out the gear and it's a 325. You cannot do that to get it to a 350, or at least you couldn't originally. I don't know what they're going to do now. Who knows? Things are always subject to change. But the Battlefield Upgrade Kit is basically like a package that when you buy it, it's a kit with a whole bunch of things that you could pick and choose what in that kit you're actually swapping out.
But if I remember hearing that if you actually broke up that kit, though, that it would actually lose its ability to be formed as a package.
I don't know about all that. I mean,
I'll figure that out later. I've got the VKs. I've got them all. So
there was a lot of conversation on.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Even with the Vanguards, I like how the ships like they had a picture. As a matter of fact, that's my background. They had the 3 Vanguards lined up. The Warden.
Oh, yeah.
The Warden looks different than the what was the green one? I forgot the name of the green one.
Sentinel. Warden,
Yeah.
and the Vanguard and the
Okay.
The Warden was the just your
Harbinger.
basic mix it up, and then the Harbinger was the torpedo bomber, and then the Sentinel.
Harbinger,
was the
yeah. That one had
electronic
more
warfare
armor on the
suit.
cockpit. It was green, had the missiles, and then Sentinel was black, had the yellow stripes with the antennas. Like it had cool looks to them that you could really separate them.
That ship pissed me off because I couldn't get good answers to make the decision on what I was going to buy, and
I just have big giant tears over the concept art versus the actual product, but we won't go into that because the concept art, that ship is huge because it has a little person beside it for scale, and if you look at the original Vanguard concept art, it is massive. And
Yeah,
like
I remember that.
I mean
Well,
that
according to female
Oh,
Star
yeah.
Citizens, it's not how big it is, but how you fly it.
Giggity, giggity, ooh.
yeah, I know. Why don't you tell that to the Vandal?
I'm pretty sure they'll take it.
Pitchfork.
Yeah. It has bacon and it's 9 feet tall. What do you think?
Operation Pitchfork. It's good, but nobody can see this, the visual.
Yeah, I'm jealous you have a Phoenix. So I wanted a Phoenix, but I'm one of those guys. No LTI, no buy.
Yeah.
So I tried to trade in one of my ships. 'Cause I got LTI tokens basically. So
Yeah.
I wanted to trade it in, and they had some bullshit like, oh, because it's so many in a rare ship that I can't, you can't buy. I said that's bullshit. I mean, and there were still a lot of them left, so they weren't really that,
Well, they released so many of them. Is why there were like 890 of them. No, that was.
At this point, I really
5,000.
think that LTI should be like a purchasable item by itself.
You say that because I mean.
I honestly feel that way, though. I mean,
that goes back into the whole. It is a fucking purchasable thing because you can buy any of the cheap
Yeah.
new ships that come with it. So don't get me wrong. I am the giantest CIG supporter, but if we're going to talk about LTI, that is definitely going to break some hearts. So
Yeah. Okay, then let's change it up a little bit. What do you think about the Argo, and which one would you want to have?
all of them.
2 different variants. Oh, all of them.
Yeah, that Argo. Oh, I seen the picture of the yellow one, and it looks so awesome. Like everyone says, it look like the robot off of Alien. Damn, I gotta have it.
It is close. I know, man. I cannot wait for them to do the next greatest, not Starship, but the next one they're going to do is going to be the Power Armor.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Nice.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. So
Yeah.
I would hope that they would actually do the next greatest alien. That would be a fun thing to watch.
Talking about next great starship, which was your favorite one?
ooh, God,
The one
all
I
of
have.
them? No,
Man,
I'm
there were
not-
some sweet ships. I really wish they
Yeah.
would go back and just make them. I don't care if anyone complains. Like, you got to take more ships. I don't
know.
care.
Well, the
Give
thing-
me them damn ships.
Yeah, and like some of them were way larger, and like the 2 runner-ups were really amazing. There was one that was supposed to be like the Special Forces one. It had the kind of rounded cockpit. I thought that one looked really sleek and sexy. There was the one that was super ugly on the outside, but it had the medical table on the inside. That was amazing.
Isn't that the scimitar?
I think you're
it's
talking about the
Scimitar.
Anvil one.
Scimitar.
The Scimitar.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is my
Scimitar.
baby. I love
Yeah.
that shit. That was my favorite.
Yeah, that was the IXM team, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And Finish Shoe Monkey.
Yep.
And they said there was a possibility. They talked about it a few times, so it's a possibility that one can come.
Yeah. I hope they eventually get around to making all of those. I mean, and I'm sure they will because it's a good revenue generator. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Especially now that the ship pipeline is so slick that they can push ships so much faster than they could before.
I'm
Exactly.
really looking forward to that Redeemer update, though. I've been quietly holding off. See, I have a Retaliator, but the problem is that I went ahead and upgraded it, and I upgraded it to the Redeemer. So my thoughts on it are that if they've made the Idris
Dirty
bigger,
traitor.
and if they've made the Constellation, cleaner, then what are they going to do with that Redeemer? I think that they're
I would
probably
like-
going to upgrade the size of it. I think that it's too
Yes.
cramped, and that they're going to make it a little bit bigger.
I think that's why they're waiting because I look at it now. It seems like one of those ships that could fly with the Vanguard right now. So
Yep.
I think they're going to give it a nice boob job because it was $250. It was a nice size price ship.
Yeah.
So it may go up like $100 with the rework or
Well,
something. I don't know.
Yeah, and the Redeemer, like Chris Roberts was like, yeah, it needs more guns. Put more Put more
I
guns on
like
it.
that too. It was kind of funny. It's like it doesn't have enough guns. It's a gun ship.
God damn it!
Give it more guns.
My mic is too low.
Oh, it's too low. What happened?
I don't know. Like right now, our recording, we can hear each other all right, but on the stream, my mic is pushing real soft. There's an internal bug. I got to talk to our old tech about it because we figured it out when he was running it. But
why don't we just ask the people that are possibly watching? That would be a wonderful thing to do. Say, hey, if you have an answer to this problem, please help Traz out. He will love you for it.
Because it's very
you a long time.
It's very specific. But anyways, I will say this, Gio. I just want to let you know that Irv Nation is in chat, and he's another streamer and a buddy of ours. He said, "I knew I liked him. Anvil Carrack buddies for life."
That's right, Carrack, bro.
Oh man.
I'll just sit closer to the mic.
Oh yeah. Speaking, get closer to the mic. Okay, so yeah,
Blow
stand
out
closer
your
to the mic.
eardrums.
You ain't gonna blow out mine. I'm fine. So how did you do the crossover? How did the StarCitizen consoles to computer games crossover happen?
Okay.
I want to know how that story came about.
Now that's a very good question. Because now what happened was a lot of the games on consoles, a lot of the AAA stuff, it's getting very the cookie cutter recipe, same crap. Over and over.
A continuation, basically a serialized storytelling with the player interaction.
Exactly. The Call of Duties, the Battlefields, and I was like, God damn. And I was thinking I was getting tired of games. I was like, maybe I'm getting too old for games or something. I don't know. It was just I was getting tired of the same repetitive bullshit that comes out every year, and no one makes a stand to we're not buying this. We don't want this crap. Blah blah blah. So I actually seen No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah.
Now. No Man's Sky had my interest for a long time. I said, "Oh, this is awesome!" But every time I go in the comment section, I see it was an argument about StarCitizen is better than this over No Man's Sky and blah blah blah. And I was like,
"They're just different games, man."
Oh man, well, actually, it helped in the long run. So whoever started the troll off, they helped me find StarCitizen. I was like, you know what? I'm tired of hearing of this fucking StarCitizen. So let me go look it up. Yeah, because I got tired of seeing everyone in the comments about it. I said, enough is enough. What is all the hype? Dude, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was like some. I don't know why. I thought it was some kind of card game or like.
I know, right? Like it's
like a Hearthstone type game or something. I don't know.
The first time I heard the name, I was like, StarCitizen. Couldn't they have come up with something better?
And it said, "Oh, Chris Roberts." Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was, so I went to look it up, and I fell in love instantly. And I was already kind of leaning towards going to PC because of the DayZ stuff I was seeing.
Yeah.
And all the other indie games are actually stepping the game up because in the long run, I think the indie games are what's going to save and innovate. Yeah. The gaming market because all these AAA guys, they're too stuck with the same old.
I'd given up. Really, I mean, I'm a multi-generational, multiple-decade gamer, and I was like, well, I guess I'm never going to see anything good. I mean, the first generations of MMOs were great, but everybody who took them over, sold out the original smaller market in favor of following WoW and throwing that wide net, and. So, the only good games that I really came across were really were just the small, cheap indie games I would pick up now and again, and I just didn't think to see anything on par with what StarCitizen is shaping up to be. And that's why I've invested as much as I have, because, I believe in the vision, because at the end of the day, Chris Roberts is doing exactly what I would do. If I were wealthy and I had all the money to spend, I would buy a fucking gaming company and I'd be like, bitches, make my game.
Exactly. That's what and that's where a lot of people get it messed up at. People just think, pay to win, you buy a whole bunch of blah, blah, blah. At this point, I'm supporting the game. A lot of people are just supporting the game because eventually they said that these ships are going to get old and the new hotness ship is going to come out and this is going to be old news at one point. I'm just, I'm supporting the game. Yeah. I love what they're doing and saying, fuck you, gaming industry. You guys could, not innovate and we will. And I'm so spoiled to all the information they give us. Yeah. So when I hear about these other games, I'm just like, oh yeah, overhyped bullshit. Most of the time, that's what it is. I mean, Division, I was somewhat hyped about, but I knew it was going to be what it was. I knew it was going to be overhyped bullshit. That's exactly what happened. Destiny happened, and other games coming out this year. That's what's going to happen.
What was that Arkham Knight when it came out to the PC? It had so many glitches, it wasn't even funny.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's a beautiful game too, but I mean, still.
My buddy played that on the PS4 or whatever it was, And I remember watching him play, and I was like, man, that looks really fun. So I picked it up, and I have all of them on the computer as well. But every time I do that, every time I get a goddamn port, it's always so poorly done. I'm like, why did I even bother? So I'm on a PC, and I still got to use a controller. Come on.
I did actually
AAA's always disrespect us.
I actually did like the port for Grand Theft Auto 4, I believe. That one wasn't too bad. But nah, I usually don't do that. I usually don't go and do the whole, hey, let's go play a console game on a PC, because it just doesn't really work out.
Well, 5 was real good. I'm glad they took their time with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard meaning to pick that up, but then again, like, I barely find the time to play StarCitizen, and I love it, and much less anything else. Which that's a question we have for you too, man. You're like, you're a content creator, and you cover more games than just StarCitizen, and you've been around a long time, man. Like, how do you juggle that shit? How do you juggle? Do you find that you even have time to play games with all the content?
well, yeah. Now it's getting real tough with my job and stuff, and stuff picking up. So it is tough, but I always got to find a way to get my games in, man, because I'll go crazy if I don't. And then watching Star Citizen content all week, I catch up with everything when I'm at work, so I can catch up with all the information, the shows, and everything. So that's like my fun time at work.
Yeah. Well, and that's good. At least you can kind of watch some of that, because there is a lot of content if you plug into all the different creators and everything else. So.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's why it's so easy to pinpoint a hater that hasn't done research, because they really know the minimum basic stuff. So there's really no argument, because they don't know anything. Right. So
or they're just repeating bullshit rhetoric.
Yeah,
Off-topic question. I just thought of it. Do you still have the sugar glider?
Unfortunately, no. He died a couple months ago before my son came.
Oh man.
Yeah, I love that little thing. He was awesome, man. I've been thinking about getting another one, but I don't know, because my son, he's a handful. So
wait till your son's like 4 or 3 or 4, and then it won't be so.
Yeah, that's what I may wait for, because right now he tears up everything. He's running around right now as I'm doing this with you guys. I just hear stuff breaking. I'm like, oh shit.
I'm gonna hear it later.
Oh yeah. Just what's going on in here?
Just keep coaching him to have good twitch reflexes, and you make him your gunner.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna get him a little Merlin or something.
I know, like that's the thing, is this game's gonna be such a long-term development that even once it launches and we're actually playing it, there's still going to be features that are getting fleshed out and experiences being improved that our kids are going to grow up playing it.
Exactly, that's gonna be awesome. Yeah. Who knows? The time this comes out, he may be old enough to play it.
I know, right?
Here's my predicament. I think 2018. That's when the MMO part's coming out. Star Citizen. Squadron 42 needs to come out this year or early next year. Yep. But I say about 2 more years probably, or a year on.
And even then, I think 2018 is going to be the very base version of the PU. I think there's still going to be a lot of features that were not promised pre-launch, but were promised for post-launch that will still have to get fleshed out. And there'll be a lot of growth. It's going to be it's going to be a long journey. I'm okay with it. I mean, I don't know. So, I mean, every backer's opinion has equal weight regardless of what you put in. But all I can say is I put in a lot, and I'm all right with it. So take your time, do what you need to do. I just want it to be good when I get there, So that way I can plug into the internet, plug into the VR, hook me up to the colostomy bag, and park me in a home.
Yeah.
Just put me close to the T1, to the fiber lines.
Put another core on the computer, hon. It's a draft in here.
Yeah, I'll be a cantankerous old man. I'm like, I'm getting cold. Overclock the CPUs.
Oh man. By then it'll probably be some sort of hollow thing that's like some sort of neural transmitter that just projects the game into your synapses.
Sweet.
Yeah, contacts with VR in it or something.
Yeah. Just laser right onto your retinas.
Yeah. That way it's so realistic you actually get to experience real death. Ooh, that's creepy. Yeah, no, what the hell, you never know. Anyway. So, you said that how old's you said a few months ago? How old is the kid?
My son is 16 months, I think, or 17 months now.
Oh,
16, no,
nice,
16.
nice, nice.
He's young, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, oh yeah, that this is the age they tear up everything, man. So beware, all you dads got a younger one.
Yep, yep. No,
What does the
I'm lucky. I don't have any kids of my own, but the one sitting behind me is my sweetheart's, and he's 15. So he kind of crawls around and tears everything up. I mean,
Yeah, but you kind of get you're cutting yourself short. You're not getting to have the full experience.
that was on purpose.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
Nicely planned.
so all that YouTube, huh? No day job still required.
No, yeah, unfortunately, day jobs require I work at a factory.
Right on, man. Right on.
Yeah,
Honest living,
factory life sucks. But I'm working on getting out of there. I have to do a lot more content and streaming before I would ever, reconsider doing this full time.
Yeah, yeah.
Realistically, I would probably have to make, man, I know it may sound crazy to some people, probably somewhere between $5-7 grand a month before I even think about leaving my job.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, because there's so much more that comes with that, like benefits and things like that. So if you were doing, if you were doing some kind of stream as a permanent affair, that would just that doesn't give you a whole lot of other coverage, So,
yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. Like I haven't monetized any of my personal streaming because I'm just now kind of getting into streaming. But at the same time, I run a lot of community stuff, and then Station42 is also kind of one of the mini arms of that overall like kind of neutral platform for gamers, for StarCitizen gamers, and all the different orgs that are out there. And we definitely need to like monetize for this stream, just because we are starting to grow some costs, and it's it starts it starts to add up. And so hopefully as we grow, I mean, in the same way that we're just trying to support the community, hopefully the community will reach back and help us. So,
that's always awesome to have help.
Yeah, no, I imagine. But
yeah, lucky enough, I had, I always had a decent job to get me all my stuff, because the money I make off YouTube, it's, nothing that I could have got this stuff with, maybe fill up half a tank on your car.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not anything, but it's still nice to know that, like, if you got to pay for bots for Twitch, or you got to pay for this account or that account, that it can help fund that. So that's good.
Yep.
So so what about you, man? What kind of games do you favor most in the like right now? Like, what are you playing now?
Oh man, I play a lot of Rocket League. That is my addiction.
What is this?
Oh man, Rocket League. Soccer with cars.
Oh,
that's that. Such a crazy simple concept, I know, but it's very fun.
I'm gonna go look that up.
I'm getting back.
Boy.
I'm getting it back into my my VR stuff. I haven't been playing it for like a month or two, because of the space requirements and stuff like that, and it's kind of hard to play that with my son running around. So I've been taking a chill with that. But VR is very fun.
What are you using? What did you get?
I got the Vive.
Okay.
Yeah, the Vive is it's awesome. Matter of fact, I was playing a space game the other day. What's the name? I think it was actually called Space Rift, and I'm using a Vive. That's what sounds funny with this called Rift. But yeah, I was playing that, and I was just fantasizing about StarCitizen with that on. Because I got the X55s, and I got flight pedals coming in. They should be in about 3 weeks.
What
and
what's your GPU?
I think they're called MFGs.
You did the right choice. I'm just gonna put that out.
Because I was looking in the market. It's either you were gonna get a real cheap ass one, or you're gonna pay a lot of money for an old one. I said, you know what? These are the best ones, because it's such a niche market right now. I think it's gonna pick up eventually, but it's a niche market. So I was like, you know what? Let me get these from this guy. They look awesome. Awesome pressure on them, and so hopefully I can't wait to try it.
The most amazing thing about them is not only do they have the Hal sensors on all 3 axes for roll and for your 2 pedals, but and the construction's absolutely amazing. But one of the things it doesn't really talk about is on the backside, the curve of the structure gives you actual tact. So like as you push the pedal, you get more and more resistance, and you can change that resistance. So not only So basically, it's almost like, you know how in a real car, when you step on the gas, you can feel the car move. It's not the same as that, but you're getting a tactile response, a tactile physical curve, so that you're feeling returned. So it really helps with your control. And oh man, they're just, yeah. I own the Sci-Tech ones, and I thought that they were pretty great, but some issues here and there. And then I got these, and these I can't even go back to flying with those other shits.
Damn.
Yeah, so
bad.
okay, so it's safe to say that you're a flight stick and the pedal guy.
Yeah, no, I fly.
Yep.
I fly a Frankenstein build. I've got a Warthog stick. I've got a CH Pro throttle because it has the analog thumbstick, and then I've got the MFG Crosswind pedals, and then I use a Steel Series Merc Stealth keyboard, and a G 700 Logitech mouse. So it's my favorite.
Nice. Yeah, so you're all over with it.
Yeah, it's all over the place. And Vadron, you were asking about GPU stuff. What were you saying?
I just wanted to know what kind of GPU is running in the system.
Oh,
what was it, a 4790K, I think?
Yeah, you got that overclocked?
I haven't overclocked yet, unfortunately.
No.
I'm actually thinking about building a new rig next year. I'm probably gonna wait till the next car. I may skip out on a 1080 or wait till the 1080 Ti comes out and get a whole new beefy rig.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like my system's kind of old, but then I had some problems with one of my water cooling fans, and I by the time I nailed it down to the fan, because the fan was still spinning, so there was no way for me to know unless I was checking the temperatures, and I'd just done a reinstall of my OS, so I wasn't running Speccy to check the goddamn the core temps. And so I bought a new motherboard, I bought new this, I bought new that. By the time I'd figured out what it was, I'd already rebuilt the whole system from the ground up, and I was like, well, fuck it. So I ended up building a second system and giving it to my best friend as a Christmas present. And so to a good cause, because I was hoping he'd play some StarCitizen with me, and he hasn't really, not yet. But his kids, they play a lot of other games, so hopefully eventually they'll play it.
So it's safe to say that you're gonna get the flight sticks that come out from StarCitizen, right?
I don't know. I just, I'd have to see. Like, there's nothing, like, for instance, in my opinion, finding a good flight stick is the easy part for your main hand. The most important thing is finding a good left-handed throttle or solution, I should say. Not even a throttle, but like something that's designed for space sims. Because if you're using a stick in your left hand or you're using a throttle in your left hand, both of those have some give and some take. Neither one of them is the perfect solution for flying, for StarCitizen,
Yeah.
I mean, you can get pretty close, but is it perfect? No, neither. It's just not.
Yeah, I hope they get that down pack and listen to the community, because that's going to be key.
Well, hell, half the community doesn't even know what's the right solution, I mean, not many pilots fly balls to the wall, and I don't know, like, that's a tough
well, my
one.
X55s are pretty good, because the analog stick on there is pretty sweet,
Yep.
so
Yep.
I'm cool with that right now.
Nice. My only problem with having I use a little thumbstick that's analog on my CH Pro throttle, and it's good for combat, because in combat, if you're strafing, whatever direction you're strafing in, you need to be going full strafe, pretty much. Now, I can be real gentle with it and feather it when I'm trying to land or do micro maneuvers, and it's okay, but it is not as granular of control for strafe as it would be if I were flying a stick, So, and that's the thing, is the stick pilots, they have that advantage, but I have way more buttons than they do, and I have other advantages, like I don't have to move my stick all over the place to get full strafe. It's just you give up something, you gain something both ways.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I got to fly a stick. I can't fly with mouse keyboard. I don't know how people do it. Shout out to you guys. I can't drive or fly. People who could drive cars, fly with the mouse and keyboard. It just feels so unnatural to me. So I fly controller before I do mouse, man.
Yeah, well, I've always found like there was a while where when I was getting competitive, I went back over to flying with the mouse with for aiming, because aiming with the mouse was it was like shooting fish in a barrel. It made
Oh
me
yeah.
so angry. But the thing is people always assume that if you're flying mouse keyboard, that's better, but really a keyboard is a disadvantage, whereas the mouse is an advantage. So like the best way to fly would be fly, throttle or stick left-handed and the mouse to aim. And I did that for a little bit, and then one of the recent changes that they made to the model, it just doesn't fly the same anymore. So now I don't do it. Plus, like as soon as the persistent universe released, when 2.0 came out, or whatever, 1.3, I don't remember. Whenever the persistent universe and Crusader came out, I just stopped flying mouse. I flew with the stick because it felt right and it felt like you were flying, and I could just never go back. I just
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways,
Mouse and keyboard here, but I'm always trying to find a throttle actually.
dirty mouser.
I'll stick to it.
Oh damn it.
Well, you need to look into either doing one of the $50 TM 16,000.
See what I linked you in Skype?
Man, I've got like 20 windows open. You can't open your Skype chat while we're doing all this.
Oh yeah, I see it.
No, but either do like the cheap $50 TM 16,000 Thrustmaster stick, because it's got the Hall sensors even though it's a plastic stick. Use that as your left hand, or pony up and get a CH Pro throttle. I would say. Unfortunately, the X55s, they always come as a set, so you can't get those separate. I tried.
I was looking
Yeah.
at these right here. It's a lot of two Cytec Pro X52s. Two of them for like what, $18-$30 or something like that.
Huh.
0 bids, 18 hours.
Ha ha ha. All right, so I'm gonna outbid you. Just get on here.
I knock yourself out. You just bought something I haven't even bidded on yet.
Now,
Get out bitter, bro.
bro, bid.
Oh man,
You won't bid.
I think I just advertised for somebody.
Well,
Gotta get your cut, man.
so mouse and keyboard off with his head. Heresy.
Oh,
What is
boy.
this heresy? Oh, and then somebody else responded with off with their hands. Purge the
There you go.
heretics. Bow before
Yeah.
the emperor's golden joystick. Wow.
That, yeah.
Oh, anyhow.
Why am I thinking of like the golden Nintendo 64 controller now?
I don't even know. So
There you go.
Gio, what got you into the YouTube scene in the beginning? Because I mean, you were doing this before StarCitizen, right?
Yeah, I actually started off with PSV. I always wanted to do it because I just love games like my life. So
Nice.
I always wanted to do it, and I seen all these other channels. I said, dude, he's got this many subscribers. Why don't I? I mean, I can do this. So
Yeah.
that's what made me kind of fire up, do it. And I was doing the PS Vita videos, and Sony kind of let that die out.
Yeah.
And yeah, I seen StarCitizen. I started getting into that video and the awesome community. It was way more awesome than what I was doing with the other community. So I was like, oh yeah, this is my thing, man. I want to stick with this community. Awesome people, so this is where I'll be at.
Yeah, man, you got a great logo. You've got a great presence. Like, I mean, did you learn all the skills and do that yourself, or do you have a team of people that you work with? Like, how did you get to get polished? Like, how did you go from like, holy shit, this is overwhelming to I've got this, no problem.
Oh yeah. Well, I was pretty much, man. I've been. It was pretty easy for me. The only thing I had help with was my logo stuff. Everything else
Nice.
I pretty do myself.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've met some really talented people out there, and it blows me away. Like, no matter what I do, that I'm like, oh, I'm super proud of this. And then I go and see somebody else's site, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm such an amateur.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
I tried to create a logo for my team. I was like, oh yeah, I thought I did something. I seen the other ones that I could have paid for. I said, you know what? I don't have the time to learn to even make something like this. Let me just go ahead and pay for it.
Yeah. Well,
So,
there's
so-
nothing wrong with that, because there's, it helps the people out there that are doing their freelance and making their hustle, and, so,
Yep.
I do love our community though, man. So many great, skilled individuals. So,
Oh yeah.
I know.
Definitely.
We're trying to expand our team here with Station42, and hopefully we'll bring in some people on board soon, and we can start kind of growing our station, and because this station is also just a part of the larger community. Because I run like, I don't know, do you hang out on the Facebook group at all? Do you lurk there? Do you use the Facebook?
Not much. I'm more of a Discord guy.
Right on. Yeah, well, I mean, Discord's nice because it kind of works as a forum, and you have a voice chat together. I mean, we use that too, but we'll have to invite you over to the Ready Player One Discord. Okay, Ready Player One is basically the nickname for the Facebook group, which is like, we're like 5,500 people and more and growing, and real friendly. It's kind of like Reddit, but a little more social accountability because you got your personal accounts up there.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
And
Reddit, I stay off Reddit and forums, man. It's just way too much. It's like sticking your dick
too
in
much
an
drama.
anthole.
Well, and
fire ants.
And that's the funny thing is, like, generally I don't like Facebook because Facebook has that kind of reputation. But like when you go to a group, when you click into the group and you just leave it there, then all you see is what's in that group, and that group is StarCitizen. So all I see in Facebook is StarCitizen.
Yeah, kind of like the subscriber. Like when I got in the subscriber forums, it was like a different. I'm like, okay, now this is more civilized and people using facts and can have an opinion and respect it. In the other forums, it's just like, because you got too many people who don't even own ships that are in the forums, and they just go in there and comment that don't even know what's going on. I don't like how it's set up.
Yeah, and it's funny because like that was kind of what drove me to build the original StarCitizen group, was because like I used to hang out in the general forums, and then that kind of got a little rowdy, and then you moved into the sub forums, and then eventually did the concierge forums. But then the concierge forums, then you get on the other end of the spectrum where you got like a bunch of entitled butterflies, and you're like, God damn it, I can't get away from the douchebags no matter where I go, and and so
damn.
Anyway, so. But yeah. So the thing is we're trying to build like basically a neutral platform. So I don't care if you're a pirate, I don't care if you're a good guy. Just be civil, don't be a dick, have a good time.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where that came from. And since then I've met other people that were like-minded, and so I'm like, oh, your organization is about building a neutral trade platform for everybody, where you're not trying to totally funnel money just for your own whatever. Sweet.
How many of those are there?
Oh, there's a few. And so come on board and you can be representative. And then I've tried to build out a marketing where, like, for instance, like if your org, if you guys want to market presence, like we have these mind maps where you can see like orgs listed and all their contact information, so that people who are looking for your services or looking for to join or whatever, they have all of your stuff arrayed right there, and they know that since you're in this community, you have to be active. You know what I mean? You're not just one of those orgs that put themselves together and then they're done. So basically by providing that marketing services, it is like I'm trying to shape this up to be this really great home for people to connect, both socially and hopefully as the game launches, economically and whatever else comes down the pipeline.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, man. I'm kind of a super nerd. Yeah.
Guys, I've heard this since for about 36 weeks.
Oh, you're so funny.
I got a troll on you. I'm
Whatever.
sorry.
Like I
So you got to get used to it. Sounds like, huh?
No. Well,
I'm almost getting to the point that I could do it.
Well, the funny thing is he says that, but I very rarely bring it up because I don't try not to sing my own stuff. But
I like.
I mean, that's awesome. That be creating that, man. And like anywhere you could get a place where you could have troll free or someone, the least trolls as possible. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, just like the old saying, troll happens.
Oh yeah, definitely. The bigger we get, the more trolls we got. I mean, just simple as that.
Yeah, the trolls are a symptom of success. If you have trolls following you around, then you're doing something right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got quite a few on my channel sometimes. I just laugh. I do. Some of them watch 3 or 4 videos. Like, I watch 3 or 4 videos, and I just want to kill myself now. Like, oh, thanks for getting me paid, bruh.
Appreciate
4 videos to realize you didn't like my content. Amazing.
Like they paid you 20 cents and they wasted their time. There you go. If they don't like it, just go away.
And more comments and views. Thanks.
That's the thing about it. I actually like watching your videos because they're full of energy. I mean, they're very, very they're in your face. They're to the point, but they're at the same time they're very passionate.
Well,
They're
oh,
very,
yeah.
almost aggressive, dare I say.
You talk about what you love, and that's fantastic.
Definitely.
I mean, like
Yeah.
the number of people that are on my real life friends list that I just cannot have a conversation with because heaven forbid I even mention that I like StarCitizen, you know.
You like your game?
Oh, none of my real friends out here. They
bunch of
they think it's a
scrubs.
scam. They think it's a scam and stupid to
The
even.
pyramid scheme.
Oh,
Right.
goodness gracious! Much as I heard, I'm like, guys. I mean, I was like, this is why I asked people. I said, you got to think about this. Let's think about this being a scam. You got all these actors in here, all these sponsors like Intel and AMD. Why would they even invest into a company like this and ruin their
They
name?
all contacted Oprah Winfrey, and she handed it out underneath their seats.
I mean, it's like some kind of game in Illuminati. Or something going on.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. And here we are.
You gotta have fun with it, man.
In
That's
the
why I said. That's why I love the community. I find other people who are just, just as passionate about the game as me. Because like a lot of people around me don't even know what the hell StarCitizen is.
Right.
So that's why every time I do video stuff, I'm passionate about it. Because I'm not passionate about it, I'm not making videos. That's why people are like, oh, you've been for a few weeks. I haven't been here because I just haven't been. I've been out doing other stuff. I'm not passionate about. I'm not making videos.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about doing Twitch streaming?
I've done it a few times. I still got a lot of stuff to learn about. Like when I first started my YouTube, I had so much more time, no kid, a job that didn't require as much as my attention. So I was every day learning YouTube, and that's why I look back now how my quality changed. I was like, wow, that's awesome. But now, it's so hard to learn something new and try to get it taken off like I did with my YouTube. But eventually, I want to do that because it's easier somewhat, just to play the game and have fun and talk to your,
more directly
subs and stuff. Yeah, it's more direct with the community. So that's the type of stuff I like.
It's
with
like
YouTube, I gotta
interactive
record
TV.
gameplay. Yeah, I gotta record gameplay, render it, cut, paste, all the other stuff. So I definitely like the Twitch stuff more.
Yeah. So how about that? Like close family and friends play? Like
What does the girl think about it?
She doesn't play games at all. I tried to get her to play Battlefield one time, and there was someone shooting her. And she's like, "What do I do?" I said, "Shoot back." And that was the most I ever got her the game. But my friends, a lot of them do not play. First of all, they're on console. I left a lot of my friends on console a long time ago.
Yeah.
They're still playing Call of Duty. I said, Jesus, I would hang myself if I was still playing that crap. But
Well, I mean, it's not really that bad of a game. It's just that it's very repetitive. It's very, we're
the
coming
older
out with
ones
this
is
new
good.
flavor of the same cereal.
Yeah. What do you think of that new sci-fi version that they're hustling out the door soon?
oh yeah, the StarCitizen Call of Duty. Oh yeah.
Call a Citizen.
Oh man, that's immediately the first thing I thought. I said, oh, they're trying to get on this space bandwagon.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
we all know.
Yeah.
Chris brought the fucking space stuff back,
Yeah.
and it's been hammering. Everyone's been trying to get their hand in the pot, so you know what that's about.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I got two friends. They may be interested in the game, but they're always asking, "Yeah, is it out yet?" Oh, well, maybe I'll get it shipped in and blah blah. But those are only two. They don't even have a PC yet. So
Right. I know
I'm
a
like
lot
the
of
only
people
PC
like
gamer
that.
out of
but
my
it's-
friends.
it was funny too. Is like I was going through the military, and I figured I'd meet a lot of people that were gamers, and like same thing, like very few PC gamers, a lot of console gamers of the ones that were there, and then even amongst the PC gamers, like the numbers that were actually had a system that was good enough, or I don't know, man. Like we're talking like less than one hand.
Yeah.
like,
Well,
geez,
I
man.
mean,
Depressing.
And then they play the basic AAA stuff every year too. Like I'm not one of those guys that play 2K Man and Call of Duty every year. That's not me, man. I need something fun, new experiences,
yeah.
fresh. Not the same.
I need
stuff.
me some Steam.
Man. So I've been
Well,
loving these indies and kickstarting these games. Like I've been helping these indies out because I really believe in them over, pre-ordering a crap game that I know it's going to be.
Right. What's the last game you kickstarted, or something that you're excited about that you remember?
I think it was called, what was it? Something Chronicles of Illyria, with a game where you age, I think.
I think I saw that, but I don't know that I backed it though. Damn.
Yeah, it's an MMO, so I'm rolling the dice with the ideals they had. I said, you know what? They're trying, and the MMOs that are out now are pretty, shit and cut and paste. I said, I'll give them a try, So that's probably the last game I backed.
Right on. I backed. Did you back Descent Underground?
Descent, I did not do Descent, no.
Yeah, no, I grew up with the Descent 1, 2, and 3. And of course, Wingman, he was a part of the Star Citizen original, the original team. So when they broke off, because he couldn't move out to LA, and I don't blame him. Like, I live in Texas, so I know Austin, and I wouldn't want to leave either. It's like half the living cost, and for the about the same weather and environment as Cali. But anyhow, yeah, no. I haven't played that nearly as much as I probably should have, considering how much I love the originals. But I've been kind of kicking back and letting them finish their development. And apparently, one of their more recent patches actually just cranked out a lot of the single player campaign and some of the more the actual features that weren't just combat. So I'm pretty damn excited to dig into that. And
yeah, I remember that back in the PC that I seen on PC. Believe it or not, I played some stuff on PC, like the flight sims, because that was the only place it was available on PC. So all the the sticks and stuff and pedals, I've been doing this a while ago. Comanche, what's the other, MiG, and a couple other games. I played a lot of those, but I ended up going back to the console because my parents would never buy me the upgraded stuff I needed. So you get a basic computer from the store, couldn't build it. So I had to be stuck and go to console. But I played Delta Force and all that other stuff.
Yeah, I really like the flight sims. Like the little bit I got to play like a demo once on the computer, and I played that single demo over and over and over until I just knew it like the back of my hand, but never had the money to pony up for the actual game. I remember it was like you would fly this stealth fighter, and you had to do this mission like low over the water, and you had to avoid the radar, and then you had to deliver your payload, and then swing back around and do a landing on a carrier at sea. Shit, that was crazy hard. And
that was fun.
I remember always wanting to do the Mech Warrior games and never being able to, because those were like, you had to have a good computer and you had to have all this extra hardware, and people were building sim pits. And and so I remember when Mech Warrior Online, which is a more recent game, came out, I backed in as an alpha super backer and spent like $150, 180 supporting it, talked to the devs on the live stream and all this other stuff, and the game came out and it was pretty good at first, and then like pretty much marketing was like, well, we're not getting enough people playing, so let's add in third person view, which completely betrayed everybody that the constituency that had backed it. And I was I'm done.
That's the risk with Kickstarters and stuff.
Yeah. Well, that one wasn't a Kickstarter. It was just, an early access or whatever. So I had that shitty experience with them. I had the same kind of experience with Terra, an MMO that promised like, amazing, action MMO that was going to be skill based and not, like just click the buttons. And then God. And there was another game too, and I just had my fill. So when my buddy came over and was like, "Oh yeah, have you heard of Star Citizen?" I was like, "I don't know, man. I'm done with putting my faith in whatever." But then he was like, "Oh yeah, he's the guy who did the Wing Commander series," and I was like, "Oh, well, shit," because like the Wing Commander games, I'd always wanted to play, but again, had never been able to because I was like a kid, so I didn't have the money for.
I knew nothing about Chris or Wing Commander. I just started loving him all, just seeing off his passion for the game, and he knew his shit. I was like, okay, this dude is legit.
Oh yeah, no, and I think so. I did finally back, but I missed the Kickstarter, and I got in right after the Kickstarter. Right, so I finally ponied up and bought my first ship and everything, and I think and then I was fine, and I ignored all the comm links, and I missed the Idris sale and the Scythe sale.
I'm still salty for not knowing about this game in 2012. But the funny thing is, I backed this game before I even had a PC, and I was buying ships before I even had a PC. I had a Reclaimer, an Avenger.
Oh my God!
Pretty much a lot of the stuff after 2014. I had got before I even had my PC, and everyone was like, "Dude, stop getting that and build your PC. Cut it out."
Yeah. Well, and it's funny too, because like I think I was just starting to have a little bit of buyer's remorse, a little bit of doubts when they released the Hangar module, and I walked through my Constellation for the first time, and that was it. I was like, okay, if this is a Fidelity, it could get no better than this, and just let us fly around, let us do these things, and I'm good. And it's gone so much farther,
Yeah, well, according to the haters, everything's the same, no progress. What's funny is like you look at the original trailer and now like
I know.
it's completely blows the trailer out of the water. Like that's when people say stupid stuff. I look at them like what?
I remember when that looked amazing.
Yeah.
It's just mind-boggling.
And everyone's like, oh, the game's gonna look crap when it comes out. I'm like, dude, it's still shitting on most of the games that are coming out right now. Like, let's be honest.
Oh,
and they
yeah,
keep updating it.
The damage tech. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the new pictures they had of Davos and old man? Like
Oh yeah.
Jesus! Like
It's
those
insane.
make the videos from last year look trashy. Like
We're supposed to believe that they're not working on anything. Like everyone goes like, yeah, where's all this money going to? Like, dude, have you not seen the progress and stuff?
Yeah,
the damage states, the characters, like that's where the extra money is going.
Oh, yeah.
That's what people need to understand. The extra funding for this game, like it's not just going to some magical, mansion or crazy cars. Like it's actually going on the game. They're expanding studios. So I don't understand what the complaint is. Like you want people not to have these extra studios and add stuff to the game, or just them keep the money to themselves? I mean, What do you want? Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Well, and that's the thing though. Is like they already had their own money. This is them fulfilling an opus magnum. They're going for magnum opus, whatever. They're going for they're going for the the final out. They're going for the retirement game where you get to play what your passion. So
yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah, I always get jealous of the World of Warcraft guys, like how long they've been playing that game. And like I always get jealous, like, man, I wish I had a game like that, because unfortunately I missed Star Wars Galaxy. Another game I never got a chance to play because I was filthy council peasant. But I'm hoping that this game is that. Like I want to play this game 10, 15 years.
Like
and still be awesome.
Like I was lucky enough to play EverQuest 1 early on, and that was such an amazing community and an amazing experience. The first few years before like Sony bought it and homogenized it and
fucked
whatever.
It over.
Yeah, pretty much. And so, and I played that like 6.5 years, and it was an immense experience. And I've been looking to relive that experience, and I'd given up. I didn't think it was going to happen because and then basically Chris was the perfect storm, like I was like, this could never happen, but I totally didn't think of the Kickstarter option. And then, he already had the experience and, had the, the vision for it. And, so sci-fi wasn't even my primary genre, but you know what? It's still a close second, so I'm down.
Yeah, space has always been right there, like space and FPS. And once I seen them combined, that's when I really started backing the game. Because I had that Avenger for a while. Yeah, I'm only going to take the Avenger. But as soon as I seen the videos, the presentations, and they knew what the hell they were doing, I said, "Oh, I'm all in."
Yeah. So, Vadran, you got any last minute questions before we kind of scoot towards the end?
I'm trying to think. Let's see. There was one question that I had on the top of my head, but I can't recall how it was. Let's just go ahead and go through a curveball. SMG or sniper rifle?
Now, it depends. If we're twitching it out, I'm a rusher SMG type guy. If we're moving, slow like an armor type gameplay, I want to be sniping.
Yeah, I've always tended to be a sniper myself, but I'm a sucker for the assault, so I don't know. That would be a hard question. I don't think I could answer it any different either. What if you have any favorite game mechanics from other games, like any other game that you've played, what would you like? I mean, StarCitizen obviously has a huge scope, but are there any game mechanics that you can think of that you would want to see imported? I mean, just if it could be done,
Okay, let me see. I did like the weather mechanics in Black Desert, because they were saying they don't know if they're gonna get the weather on the procedural stuff, but in Black Desert you had the rain. It looks beautiful and different weather effects on there. I'm hoping that could get implemented on procedural stuff.
See, I didn't play BDO, but I played like The Witcher 3, and it's really pretty. I mean, I don't think that theirs is procedural though. It's probably just random. But so tell us about that. Like is it just completely procedural? Like,
well, that's the thing. I don't know if it's procedural or they just time it at times. That's what I'm saying. It may be.
It was just beautiful.
Different, yeah. It'll rain. You could see the rain effects on puddles, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing for MMO and the graphics on that game. So, I really did like that. And let me see what else I probably liked. I think they're gonna nail the trading. Yeah, I think that's the only one I can really think of because they got the mechanics on lock, man.
Yeah, I was tempted to play a BDO, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it because I knew that if I got it, I didn't be disappointed. And then a lot of my friends were saying that they were like, yeah, the PvP is fantastic. It's a great system. It's pretty, but you can pretty much play the game AFK if you so chose. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, I used to AFK fish all the time, and I love fishing in games. That's another
I
thing
know.
on planets. Like I want the water planets.
Fish.
Yeah, I want the all the water. I want us to be able to go scuba diving, go fish. Maybe some ships could go in the water. Like I seen I don't know if it was fan art picture of the merchantman on the water. If that could do that, oh god, that'd be so awesome.
Yeah, I they talk about no crafting, but I guess I get that. But then playing games like on Steam, I've been playing a game called Subnautica, and you have to go gather the ingredients, and then you put them into a like a 3D fabricator. And it prints up whatever you need. So I mean, it's not exactly crafting, but you're still able to do it for some survival things. And it's like, I know that that's not what they had in plan for the big part of the gameplay, but now that we have procedural planets and the planets are huge, I can imagine being able to get crash landed and actually have to survive and build a habitat. Oh yeah. What about you?
It was actually
Oh, yeah.
there was actually a feature I was playing on that VR game I was just telling you about. I was like, man, if they implement this in Star Citizen, it'd be nice. But I forgot the name of it.
Oh dang.
Or what I did in Space Rift.
How about you, Vadron? You got any game mechanics from other games you'd want to see in?
Most of the time, I'm always of the mindset that I don't actually get to. So the first-person view is really nice, but I'm also an RTS person, so I enjoy sending armies that direction. I would like to be able to control the NPCs in some kind of a fashion, like an actual viewing, top-down kind of plane to actually see where they're headed and can command them that way.
Well, what about just command and control on the bridge of an Idris or Javelin?
See, I don't know if it works that way.
Well,
if it works like something similar to that, then I'd be happy as ever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that it'll probably work like that, but you're going to have to just be dependent on whether or not your players will actually take those orders and follow those orders. But I mean, any good organization worth its salt is going to train and drill and hopefully. I mean, it's always that cross between is it fun or is it a job?
Well, there's actually a VR game that you could do that. You could fly the ships, then you could send the ships out to fight, and you go fight with them. I saw that's pretty cool. I almost thought about buying it.
Nice. Yeah, I'm envious because I have not played the VR at all yet. I haven't even tried it. I want to try it so bad.
Oh, matter of fact, Descent Underground VR enabled. I just seen that.
Yeah.
I may have to buy that. $20.
Yeah.
Yeah, VR is let me tell you guys that
How's the resolution though? Because it's not up to par to play like Star Citizen, right?
Well, yeah, you still got that screen door effect.
Yeah.
But when you're playing, it doesn't really bug you as bad as you think it would. Like I was like, it kind of pissed me off. But when you get immersed into the world, it's like crazy. I fell over playing the game one time. I was leaning. I thought, well, in the game it was a wall that you lean on because this robot was going to find me. And I actually tried to lean on. I fell on my couch. Like, whoa! So you get like that type of immersed. So when I hear immersed, I'm like, dude, you're not immersed unless you have like this VR on, man. Yeah, especially I had the flight stick set up and everything when I'm playing this the other VR space game. It's so beautiful, man, with the flight sticks and looking around. No track IR.
How's the text? Because the screen door effect screws up like small text, right?
Okay, well, when I was playing Elite, some of the stuff it was hard to read, but in Space Rift, because it's based around VR, they took a little more time where you can read the text and they popped up pretty good for me.
Okay.
So some games it's on, sometimes it's spotty. Depends on the developer.
Right. Yeah, because it's fun. Like I play Star Citizen on like a 40-inch TV, so it's not a gaming monitor, so it's got the sucky refresh. It's only like 60 frames and at best and whatever, and it's it's a 1080p, so it's all right. But because I sit close enough that I could like reach out and almost touch it, like about an arm's length away, I mean, I can see the screen door on that. Like if I'm looking at the pixels, I can pick out the pixels because I got good vision. And so I really need to upgrade to like a 1440 or a 2K or a 4K or whatever. But I'm
getting
kinda
the Asus 34-inch monitor.
Uh-huh.
I've been wanting that, so I'm gonna get that too. My VR is gonna be very fun.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of money I gotta save up and before I can outlay on the pretty toys. But a lot of the pretty toys, I feel like I kind of want to wait for the second generation of the VR. And the same thing for like the 4K and the video cards that can push 4K. You know, because I still want to stay at 40 inches because the way I sit leaned back like a cockpit or like a bucket seat, and I slide in under the table, and it's real close. It fills up my vision, so it's really nice. So I could play it with either Track IR if they ever re-enable it, but I really want to do the VR all the way. Like that's.
I'm telling you, man. Like I said, I went all in with StarCitizen. I was like, okay, I'm going all in. That's why I got the flight pedal, the sticks, the VR. I was gonna buy a Track IR, but I never really liked Track IR because it felt stupid to look at a screen. You know, back and forth on a flat screen, because if you look all the way right, you're going to be missing some of your screen. Right. So, in VR, it makes complete sense.
Right. I really wish. I want both VR and I want VR to both handle head tracking and eye tracking though. Like I want to be able to turn my head and my character turns his head, but then I want to be able to look with my eyes and then have.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah.
They're already in development. I know it's going to cost some more, but yeah, I already heard the other people that was like, yeah, you move your eye and you could look around the game. I said, oh, that's dope.
Yeah, because I mean, because when I play,
it's still some work.
Yeah,
it's still a lot of work in VR, but let me tell you, they're going in the right direction. Like the goggle look, they need to make it go all the way around your eyes so you can see out your peripheral and all that cool stuff, and the resolution and stuff with the eye track and all that's going to come within probably the 5-6 years, I say.
Yeah, well, I hope so because. I just the Track IR, I like it and it's kind of cool, but I remember when it was people like, oh, you can use it to aim your gimbals. No, you can't.
I think they turned that off.
Yeah, well, they did. It doesn't even work at all anymore. I just wanted to look around my cockpit. I want to turn off the stupid targeting thing that comes up with it, and just use it to look around. But it's still not. They still haven't been able to implement that. So it'll come.
That'd be sweet in VR. I can't wait till the StarCitizen VR comes. Just to see how massive your ships are in VR. If I can walk up to the Starfare, I'd probably melt.
Yeah, the scale is a lot better there. So anyway, so I'm hogging all the talk time here with you. I'm sorry, Vadron. What's going on with you, brother?
I am studying. I am looking for our next trivia question. So.
Oh, you don't have a trivia question here. I was going to be like, hey, rapid fire time, baby. What's up?
I'll go ahead and hit it up with that. You ready for the rapid fire?
There you go.
All right. And first question is, farming comma rays and FPS options, or Covalex and ICC for the UEC. Which one do you want to do the credits for?
Farming.
All right. Favorite ship for ICC missions?
You know what? I like using my M50. Quick in and out.
That is a good ship, too.
Most anticipated FPS feature to expand the Korea experience.
Let me see. I really like the peek around the corner.
Oh, the lean.
The lean, yes. I'm looking forward to that.
After my own heart, because that is the one feature. I'm like, why the hell is lean not in? Because anytime I'm a rogue, I see the wall, I want to look around the corner.
Exactly.
They never are rapid fire with you, my friend. Spaceship loadout, close and personal, hit them in range, or another strategy.
I like close and personal because I could, flying loops and piss them off and use my tricks. So yeah, definitely close and personal.
Stranded at a station and someone parks their single-seater ship. Leave them to it, call for the Uber, or murk them and take it.
Probably murk them and take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to. I gotta get about there, bro.
Everyone else is so nice. They're like, I don't know. I would maybe just, I don't know. I'm like,
well, first I'll hit my org up, see if they can hit me up, or some people I hang out with on YouTube, see if they hit me up, and if I can't get on to get me sooner than what I want, they're getting popped. Sorry.
Yeah. It depends on the character I'm playing.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
So here's the trivia question for the night, and the way this works is Geo here gets to actually try to answer the question, and if he should get it right in 30 seconds, he gets to actually have a $5 token of whatever he wants, ship skin, subscriber flare, whatever, what have you. If he does not get it right, then the guest and the audience, the people that are watching, get to actually take a stab at the question as well. The audience has till the end of the show, the very final wrap up, the very end of the music playing. When the moment the music stops, I will give away the answer to the question, and there no more contest. So, you ready?
Let's go.
All right. I want to know. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I always have to think about how to phrase these because these are always tricky. Who is Nayara Fell? Any context to that answer? 30 seconds, go.
Niara Fell. She sounds like she's made up in some lore, I think. What lore did I hear her from?
Come on, get it.
No pressure, 15.
Is she in Squadron 42?
Yeah.
I think she's in Squadron 42. I think that's the daughter, ain't she? She's a daughter to what's the
A little bit more.
What's the captain's name? The
one,
admiral's
bam.
name?
Admiral.
Not that one.
I forgot
Still
the
not that
name.
one, so.
Admiral.
All right, so
Jerry
everybody-
Oldman.
Oh, boy. That's funny. All right, so we want to go ahead and start wrapping everything up.
Yeah. All right. Well, that opens up the trivia question to the community. So if they can hustle up that answer before we get out of here, then yeah, we're good to go.
All right, so you want to go ahead?
Sure. Hey man, Gio, it's been great having you on with us here at Station 42. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day. I mean, kids and content and jobs, it's all batshit crazy, man. And I've done that factory work before, man. It's backbreaking.
Brutal.
So
Yeah, definitely brutal. Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah.
Definitely had fun.
definitely.
It has been a blast having you on here. We hope that you enjoyed it as well. And
Definitely.
okay,
And,
so
before we cut the music, I think you guys are done.
yeah,
with
you got to
everything,
do
right?
you got to do it. You got to do it. Okay, so
Before we go, guys, I had a fun time, and one more thing: StarCitizen for life. There you
I
go.
love it.
All right.
brother.
All right, now we can roll it.
All right. Well, shout out to our audience. Thank you for spending your listening time with Station 42. If you have any comments or requests, definitely get us in our comments. YouTube, Facebook, Cold Wind from the North, or all of the above.
Yes, we'd like to hear from you. I think I heard Icewind Dale in that last one. Haven't already, please give us a like, subscribe. It keeps us motivated. Thank you, everyone, and we will see you next week. And we're always looking for guests. Somebody show up. We need a guest for the next week. Come on.
Yes, and winter is coming. So hold on to your noodles, folks. It's about to get Benny up in here.
Anybody got an answer? Anybody got an answer?
That's not even the right track. What the hell is this? Oh, there we go.
I have too many people behind me.
I got it. Did anyone get it?
I don't know.